welcome to the Social Security Show. I'm your host, Daniel Summers, and I'm a public affairs specialist from the Chicagoland area. But I'm not the only host you have. I have a co-host who's very good at what she does, and if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, please.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel Summer, and I'm excited to be with you here all day. I am also a public affairs specialist in the Chicagoland area, and we have a great show lined up for you all.
Absolutely. One of the things we do at Social Security is we get questions. And today we're going to answer some of the ones that are asked most frequently by you, the public. But first, we have a video, and we'd like to show that to you. But why not give a disclaimer first, Josephine?
Absolutely. So participation in this presentation does not constitute an endorsement by the Social Security Administration or its employees of the organizations and information and products not provided by Social Security. So we are going to get into that video. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my share so that we can show our audience our We Are There With You Throughout Life's Journey video. Here we go.
We are there, day one, with baby names and a gift that lasts a lifetime. We are there as you grow, protecting you and those you love. We are there when you get your first job, helping you to save for the future. We are there when you marry your sweetheart to help secure your new life together. We are there if the unexpected happens to help you see life from a new perspective. We are there when you start your next chapter to make sure you get off to a great start. And we are there when you lose your soulmate to help make sure you will be all right. We are with you through life's journey. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. Get to know us and see what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
That video never gets old, Josephine. So
It never does.
as we move forward, we've been here for 85 years, in fact. So as we move forward, we're going to be answering those questions. Josephine and I, back and forth, and just to prove to you that we are public affairs specialists, you've got it there in black and white. So let's get started being with you throughout life's journey by being there for the first question. All right. And Josephine, this is actually a good one. I don't know whether I should take it or you, but I'm going to read it. So I'll ask it first, and then you can give your answer. All right. The first question is about Social Security cards, and this comes from the public. During the pandemic, I know that there are no in-office appointments. I wanted to get a new Social Security card to replace the one I lost. I saw a service online that will give me one for $35. Isn't that better than sending you my ID through the mail? Josephine, what do you think?
That is such a great question because that is something that we do see often. Unfortunately, we see it too often, and we don't want to see that. So it isn't better than sending your ID through the mail because Social Security does not charge you for a replacement Social Security card application. So please do not pay for services online that you can obtain for free at our website, www.socialsecurity.gov. Do you have anything to add to that, Mr. Summers?
For sure, Josephine. I actually had a couple of people come into my office when this was just starting out, when they were just starting this, and it's a scam. And here's why. They do not replace your Social Security card for $35 because Social Security is the only one who gets to make a Social Security card for you. And all they do is send you a copy of the free application that you can get online or by requesting it via phone. You used to be able to walk into the office to get it. But even more important is the danger you expose yourself to if they ask you for your Social Security number and name and all that. You've just handed that information to individuals who do not work for Social Security, are not employees of the federal government, and they could have been anyone who just set up a website to get your information. So now you're at a risk for ID theft. Bad plan. Always go to the source, come to the Social Security Administration, get it from the horse's mouth, and save yourself $35 and maybe a whole lot more problems.
Absolutely. And that is a great FAQ question. But we have another one, Mr. Summers, that I'm going to go ahead and read off to you. My uncle has a metal Social Security card that he has had since the 1970s. And we have seen people come into our offices with these metal Social Security cards that they've had for quite a while. He brags about it and says it's way better than the paper card that I have. He always says that it will last forever. Did they stop making them? Where can I get one of these?
Wow, it sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Well, having a metal Social Security card sounds like a dream come true for those people if you've ever washed something in your jeans and it comes apart. But the truth is, those metal Social Security cards do not come from the Social Security Administration, and they're not official cards, and people don't have to accept them. Lots of times that in the 1970s and I think the 80s, a lot of companies that were selling insurance and other products would make a metal Social Security card for a person as a courtesy, and they're selling something. So this was like the way that they just gave people a bonus, so assuming people would remember them. The truth is, the Social Security card has gone through a lot of iterations, and it's so interesting the way that Social Security cards look in the 1950s and the 60s and the 80s. And you can check out how those look on our website. It's very interesting. I've had some people who got their Social Security card in the 1940s or 50s, and they still got the same one. Bravo. Maybe those last forever, but they're not made of metal. So the fact is, Social Security issues paper cards and not metal ones. So we didn't stop making them. The truth is, we never made them at all. And they're not official cards. And people can say, no, I need to see a real Social Security card if you present one of those. Great question, though.
Absolutely. And, I know we started this show off with talking about Social Security cards, and people may be asking right now, well, how do I request a replacement Social Security card right now? And, I understand that the field offices aren't accepting walk-in traffic. So how do I go about requesting a replacement Social Security card? And that's also another great question that many of you in our audience might be thinking of right now. And the answer to that is that if you visit our website at www.socialsecurity.gov and create a My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card online. If you would like to mail in the application and request it via mail, you can do that as well. You can mail in the application. That is a free application. You fill it out, you mail it in, and you do have to mail it in with a few identifying documents that we will go over a little bit later, but that's another way to do it. So there's two ways to request a replacement Social Security card right now: going online and mailing in the application.
Great. Always try to go online if you can. Saves you a lot of time and trouble. So, all right. Great questions here today, Josephine. And I'll read the next one to you since tag you're it. All right. Another Social Security card question. Or Social Security number question, we might call this one. My coworker says that she knows that someone is working under her Social Security number, but that she is not going to try to stop it. She said she does not care because that means that they are paying more into Social Security. And when she gets to collect, she will get more money because of the added earnings. Is this true? If it was, we would all be looking for a muse, wouldn't we?
Yeah, so it's so important to keep track of your earnings record. And, if somebody is using your number and they're paying and contributing into FICA taxes for you, and you are also doing that, and then your earnings record looks like it's inflated, it's got more earnings than you actually paid into because someone else is using it, what will happen is of course, taxes comes into play, right? So you probably end up having to pay higher taxes. And not only that, but later on, once the person does claim their earnings, what will happen is those earnings will then be removed from your earnings record. So it's important to notify us right away if you see that there's an issue with your earnings record, if you see that there's more earnings on your earnings record for the year that you worked, or if there's less. It's so important for it to be accurate, 100% accurate, because your earnings record is what we use to calculate your Social Security retirement benefit. Do you have anything to add to that, Mr. Summers?
Absolutely. And when you mention taxes, that is one of the problems that people will have. Because guess what? If you earn $50,000 legitimately, and let's say the other person earned $50,000 legitimately, the IRS will be looking for you to pay on $100,000 worth of earnings. And probably that person who's being generous enough to use your card isn't interested in paying it, but they might just file your income tax refund and get it first before you can. All sorts of problems. If that person gets into some kind of trouble, you don't want them ruining your credit or getting arrested and having that whole ID theft mess, because if it sounds like a good idea from here, like, hey, I'll be getting more, but it's also fraud. And people who are fraudsters never have your best interests in mind. They're always looking to take something from you, not give it to you. So if it sounds too good to be true, guess what? It probably is. All right, so onward.
So now we're moving on to some retirement frequently asked questions. And I'm going to read this one off to you, Mr. Summers. So a friend of mine says that he is going to get his Social Security benefits when he turns 55, because that's when he can get payments on the job for his retirement. He says that he can take it, and he can just take a loss in benefits, so he'll get a reduced benefit amount, even though he's taking it at 55. Everything that I see says age 62. Is there any way to get the payments earlier?
We can dream, can't we? He wants the benefits at 55. Well, I hate to break his heart, Josephine, but the answer is no. And I've heard questions like this. Sometimes it's 55, 59, 53 and a half, 50 years old, because different jobs have different pensions that people can take at different ages. Sometimes people get that confused with Social Security's age. And also, people often think, well, if it's this on my job when I'm retiring, I can get retirement. But remember, Social Security has its own set of rules under the Social Security Act of 1935. And as it stands, the earliest time at which you qualify for retirement benefits under Social Security is age 62. So if there were a way to get the payments earlier, I swear I'd tell you, but there simply isn't. Your friend is mistaken. Anything to add, Josephine?
That's great clarification. So the earliest that you can draw Social Security retirement benefits is at age 62. That's great information to know. And if you do take it early at age 62, you are subject to an earnings limit. So we do have to take into consideration what you're earning at work. This year, the earnings limit is, I believe, $18,260 the year. Is that correct, Mr. Summers?
That is correct, Josephine. Your numbers are spot on.
That's the earnings limit. So if you are working this year and you are taking your benefit early prior to, if you've taken your benefit early prior to your full retirement age, then that would be the earnings limit. And then if you go over that amount, for every $2 you go over, $1 would be reduced from the monthly Social Security benefit.
Okay. Well, Josephine, I'm a very cheap man. I'm always trying to make sure I have enough money. That's because I like stuff, right? Maybe we all like to shop. And this next question's right up your alley then for that. All right. This is a retirement question. What do I do if I don't think my retirement payments are right? How do I know that my benefits are high enough? I'm not saying that Social Security is cheating me, but I think that I should get more. Is there any way to check? Now, this is an aware consumer, are they not?
Yes. So Social Security uses the highest 35 years of your work earnings to calculate your monthly Social Security retirement benefit. And a way that you can look to find estimates or see what your benefit would be, you can go onto our website at socialsecurity.gov and you can actually use all the calculators that we have. We have several calculators that can help you look at what your benefit will be and should be. But you can also always contact us and inquire if you have a question in regards to your benefit amount. But it's based off of the highest 35 years of your work earnings. So your benefit may differ from your neighbor's benefit. And in fact, it will differ. So benefits are different, they vary, and it's based off of what we pay into Social Security. Anything to add to that, Mr. Summers?
Great information. And yeah, those calculators, I can't stress them enough. If you go to socialsecurity.gov, you can see all of your earnings that were used to make that determination. So this is how you know that the payments are correct. You can say, hey, these are my years. This is what I earned. There are no years missing. So yeah, my benefits are correct because they considered everything and then used the highest 35 years. So there is a way to check. The answer to that question is yes.
Absolutely. So moving on to the next retirement question, and we get this one a lot as well. I retired at age 62 and I started collecting my Social Security benefits. Then my former boss called and they asked me to come back to work in a new position for a lot more money. I know that now I will be making more money than the earnings limit. Is there any way to reverse it once you start getting payments, or am I stuck?
Oh, great question. And I usually don't consider getting some kind of income stuck, but okay, in this case, I can see why they want to know this. Well, the truth is, your boss should have realized how valuable you were before you quit, right? And then you wouldn't be in this mess. But nevertheless, you're going back and you're going to make more money than the earnings limit. Now, some people work and they earn a bit over the earnings limit, and that's fine. And they still get some checks for the year. Depending on how much higher you are than the annual earnings limit, instead of getting 12 checks a year, maybe you'll get 11 or 9 or 6 or 3. It all depends on how the math works out. But let's just say you really do want to reverse the decision. You can, within 1 year of filing for benefits, reverse that decision. But there's a catch. You have to pay back all the benefits you've received, and it will be as if you never filed at all. In other words, you retired at age 62, so you were taking the reduced benefits early, right? Well, if you pay back any monies you've received so far, we kind of act like that never happened because you paid back the money and it's within 1 year. And let's just say you wait till 63, 65, 66, heck, 70. Guess what? Remember those reductions you took for taking the benefit earlier and it was less? They never happened as far as we're concerned. And at whatever age you take the benefit, you get that higher benefit. Plus, if you're making a lot more money, who knows? Maybe you've added even more to that total, and your benefit that you're going to get is even higher because of your earnings from 62 forward. Great, great question. Josephine, would you like to add anything to that?
I think that's great. The information that you provided was very clear. So thank you for that, Mr. Summers. You definitely clarified that. But I'd like to move us over to the retirement calculator video. So I'm going to go ahead and switch us over. I'm going to stop share here, and I'm going to work on getting that video up so that everyone here who is watching, who's with us today, can go ahead and see how to use that retirement calculator, because we have a great retirement calculator on our website at socialsecurity.gov.
Great.
So
we've talked about it, so now we'll actually get to see it in action.
Absolutely. So let's get that up. You know, and that's not the only video that we have. We've got lots of videos. If you go to our website at socialsecurity.gov, you're able to see several videos that we do have online in regards to other topics. So you're able to see all kinds of information on our website.
That's for sure. The website has it all, Josephine. If you're looking for videos, written publications that you can download, You want to look at some frequently asked questions like the ones we're answering here. That's all there. And it's sitting there waiting for you. And you can look at your real information about Social Security so you'll stay informed and know what it is that you are to receive and what might be the best time for you to receive it.
Absolutely. So I've got that video up. I'm just going to go ahead and switch it over here. So let's see here. And I'm going to share my screen. And here we go.
Security retirement benefit estimates may look.
Yeah,
Curious about what your future Social Security retirement benefit estimates may look like? Use the retirement calculator in your personal My Social Security account to find out. You can plan for your future using your benefit estimates that are based on your personal earnings. Just create or sign into your My Social Security account by going to www.socialsecurity.gov/myaccount and scroll down the page. Select Go to Retirement Calculator to get started. You'll immediately see your individualized benefit estimates at age 62, your full retirement age, and age 70. You can also compare your individualized benefit estimates for different scenarios. Simply choose a future age to begin receiving retirement benefits in years and months, for example, age 64 and 4 months, or the future date to begin receiving retirement benefits, for example, June 2025. You can also enter the future average annual income you expect to earn. You will then see your benefit estimates for each scenario in both written and chart form for easy comparison. The retirement calculator gives you personalized benefit estimates that are closer to what your actual benefit will be when you're ready to start receiving them, and a better understanding of how when you begin receiving benefits affects the monthly amount you can expect to receive. It's never been easier to plan for your future. Create or sign into your My Social Security account and start using the retirement calculator today. If you need extra assistance in creating your account, please contact the My Social Security hotline at 1-800-772-1213 and say Help Desk. See what else you can do online at socialsecurity.gov. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow.
Wow. Always with the videos that are interesting and sometimes with that nice, interesting whistling in the background. What do you think, Josephine?
Yes, but you know what else I noticed with the video, Mr. Summers, is they talked about the different ages that you can receive your benefit, or you can see payments on right off the bat, right away when you go in there. At age 62, early retirement age. At your full retirement age, which is either 66 or 66 in a few months, or 67 for some individuals, your full retirement age, or age 70. So what's all that about, Mr. Summers, age 70?
Well, it's just so awesome that those people who delay getting retirement because they want an even higher benefit than they would get at full retirement age, that you can look at all of that information in any given month and find out what works best for you. I mean, if you remember, we used to send those notices out to everyone, what a person would receive at age 62. If you became disabled, what you and your children or survivors would get if you passed away, or your widow or your spouse. And you know what? We used to send those around people's birthdays. Not the most expensive birthday gift, but a very, very informational one. Well, guess what? Happy birthday. You don't have to wait till your birthday. You can get one of those anytime you want by just logging on and deciding and looking at the numbers. And that would help you plan financially for your future. So it's a great thing. And I encourage people to look at those estimators and find out what's possible so you can make smart decisions about your income from Social Security.
Absolutely. That's great information. And we've got some more great information for our audience. We are transitioning now onto spousal benefits.
And I know this is a place of special importance to you because you're good at this stuff, Josephine. So let me read the first question, because it's a romantic question. Every now and then we get a smoldering letter to Dear Mr. Social Security or something. And we don't have to censor this, but it does discuss a romance like none other. Ready? All right.
Yes.
I started receiving disability payments after my accident last year. I am married to the love of my life. She is a wonderful woman who has stood by me through this, but there is a problem. She is turning age 62 next month and has always been a homemaker. Our financial planner told us that she would draw a benefit from me when I retire. But now that I'm on disability, I won't get that benefit. What do we do now? Josephine, surely this can't end in a heartbreaking way. She's the love of his life. So what do they do?
Well, she's turning 62. Her spouse, her love, they're each other's love of their life. He's receiving benefits at this time. And yes, they may be disability benefits, but, he's receiving benefits. So now when his spouse turns 62, his spouse is eligible to draw spousal benefits off of his record. If what his spouse if his spouse's benefit is less than 50% of his benefit. So I guess the short answer to this is yes, if she's 62, as long as the spouse is 62, she is eligible to draw benefits off of her spouse's benefit, even though he's receiving disability benefits. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, not really much, but I just want to say that often people think that our benefits are that one thing, but there are many categories of benefits that we don't expect that people in the public have even heard of. And there are circumstances, situations, people who are eligible in categories that even sometimes I can't even dream of. So always check with Social Security because we want to pay you as much as we possibly can, whatever you're entitled to, and we'll make sure that we don't leave out any benefit that you have the potential to receive from our questions. We leave no stone unturned when it comes to seeing what you're eligible for. So many times, Josephine, and I know you can relate to this, I have had people come in and thinking they're going to get one benefit and there's something better for them. But they don't qualify for that, but they qualify for something completely different. Sometimes people are blown away when they find out they can get more money than they thought they could. And that's always great. But don't second guess. Don't listen to people who say you can't get that, because I've had a lot of people miss potential benefits to which they're entitled because someone, and I'm sure it was a friend or a neighbor who was trying to help, advised them on what Social Security does and does not do. But it's so complex and there are so many things that wouldn't be known by the general public. So just do what this smart person did and always step forward and ask. It can't hurt and it costs you nothing to find out from us.
That's definitely true. And it's important to note that when somebody is drawing a disability benefit, they're actually drawing what they would have received at full retirement age. So they're receiving their full retirement age benefit. It's on our records as a disability benefit. If the individual applied for disability benefits, say, as this gentleman at age 62, he applied, say he's receiving disability benefits. But even though he's at age 62 and he's receiving disability benefits, it's actually the full retirement age benefit that he's receiving. So he's receiving he's receiving his full retirement age benefit. And when this individual turns full retirement age, the benefit doesn't change, but what is reflected on our records changes from a disability benefit record to a retirement record.
And that's a great point, Josephine, because sometimes people are nervous because they think disability and retirement work the same. But for instance, when a person takes their benefit at age 62, they're agreeing to take a lower benefit over a longer period of time. Nothing wrong with that. People sometimes mischaracterize that as a penalty, but let's look at it in that language. It's not something that we do to you, it's a flexibility that we give you. So if you'd like to take benefits earlier, you have the option, or you can say no, and you can wait till later and get a higher benefit over a shorter amount of time. But with disability, the really important distinction is to know that we don't penalize you no matter when you become disabled. If you get disabled at 23, 35, 47, 50. It doesn't matter. We pay you as if you're full retirement age, as if you're 66 and whatever amount of months that might be, or 67. So sometimes when people are hesitant to apply for disability, thinking that it could harm their retirement, they're totally wrong. You cannot make yourself get less money. In fact, disability, if you think about it this way, is weighted so that we make sure you get more, even though you're not full retirement age when you became disabled. Josephine?
Absolutely. And, if you ever have any questions or you would like to get in touch with us and apply for retirement, spousal benefits, disability benefits, you can contact us. We are still open. We are still taking applications. We are still processing applications. We're still answering questions. We are available. We're working remotely. All of our technicians are working remotely, answering the phone, taking your calls, giving you answers to your questions, also taking those applications. So if you'd like to apply, you can always contact us at 1-800-772-1213 to go ahead and set up an appointment, or you can visit us online at socialsecurity.gov, and you can actually do the application in the comfort of your own home. If you go to our website and visit us there and complete the application online. But we talked about all kinds of benefits here today, Mr. Summers, and I'd like to show our audience another little video on how to request a benefit verification letter, because that's kind of a hot topic right now. Individuals who are receiving Social Security benefits may be curious or may want to request a benefit verification letter, which actually shows how much you receive from Social Security every month. Or you can also just request a letter, so that way, say you need a letter proving that you're not receiving Social Security benefits every month, this letter will show that on there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to our YouTube, because Social Security, we have YouTube, we have a blog, you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on Twitter, we have a LinkedIn. So we've got all these great resources, and we're always glad to show you these videos because they're really nice short videos that give some great explanation.
And so like you said, Josephine, we are there.
We are.
Need a benefit verification or proof of income letter? You may need one if you are applying for state or local benefits, a loan, mortgage, or assisted housing income. With your personal My Social Security account, getting one is quick, secure, and easy. Simply create or sign into your account by going to www.socialsecurity.gov/myaccount. Select the blue Replacement Documents link on the right side of the screen. Select Get a Benefit Verification Letter. You can customize your letter to suit your needs, then select Apply to Letter when you're finished. You can either print your letter by selecting Print Now, or save it by selecting Save a Copy. Close the pop-up box when you're done. Congratulations! You've successfully gotten your benefit verification letter. If you need extra assistance in creating your account, please contact our My Social Security hotline at 1-800-772-1213 and say Help Desk. See what else you can do online at socialsecurity.gov. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow.
Well, once again, with the videos. So, Josephine, I think we might just have time for one last question or feature. What do you think?
Sounds great. So let's go on to the next slide with the next frequently asked question. And it looks like we're transitioning to survivor's benefits. Wow. And this next question, I will be asking you, Mr. Summers. So my husband is older than me and collects Social Security. I'm not old enough to get it yet. I was watching TV and saw a commercial, and it says that Social Security only gives $255 when a spouse passes away, but my husband gets $2,300 per month. How am I supposed to live on that every month if something happens to him?
Oh my, 255 would make that tough. I'm glad that this information is incorrect, right? Well, you know, I've seen a commercial like that before. But what people have to realize is sometimes people are selling insurance or whatever their product is, and they use these kind of tactics to make you think, well, wait a minute, Social Security is not going to be enough, so you better call us and buy our policy or what have you. That whole $255 is about the lump sum death benefit, and that's only a one-time payment. For all we know, because that spouse receives, for example, $2,300 per month, if that is the higher benefit between the husband and wife, and she's at full retirement age, and when he leaves us, then she could potentially be eligible for the whole $2,300 every month. We wouldn't expect you to live on that. You know, so what we would do would be to give this person several options, and we would look and say, should she take retirement benefits now that he's passed away, her own, once she's old enough? Or should she take widow's benefits? And does she wait for one and let the other one grow? We want to assist you. We want you to have the highest possible benefit at whatever makes you comfortable. And so what is available to you will be laid out by the Social Security Administration, and no commercial can tell you what that's going to be, because they're not looking at your records. They're not looking at your husband's earnings, income, or Social Security benefits. They don't have access to that. So get it from the horse's mouth and look at www.socialsecurity.gov, or call us, or just write to us. So Josie, do you have anything you'd like to add to that?
No, that's great news. I mean, you know, as you mentioned, we're always looking to see what is more advantageous to an individual. So we have to, you know, as representatives for Social Security, we're always looking to see, you know, what benefits you're entitled to. And we're looking at all the benefits that you're entitled to, so that you have options, and that you are being paid the highest amount you could possibly be paid, you know, on your Social Security. So that's important. We want to let you know that, you know, we do that. We look at everything. And if you have any questions or you're unsure about something, please always make sure to ask us, because that's what we're here for. We're here to answer your questions. And when we're taking your application, if you have a list of questions, please feel free to ask us all of those questions, because we're here to let you know that we are there for you, securing your today and your tomorrow. And we want to answer all those questions so you feel comfortable when you are applying for benefits with us.
Josephine, it's been a great show. Once again, we've given those frequently asked questions a run for their money, and we love for the public to keep the questions coming, and we'll keep the answers coming and keep the information coming. Just remember, stay away from the scammers and their phone calls. Log on to ssa.gov, and we will always be there for you. Josephine?
Absolutely. Yes. I want to go ahead and reiterate that. Please make sure you stay away from the scammers. If there's an individual that's calling you and is saying they're with Social Security and they're threatening and they're aggressive, just hang up. Do not give them your information. We would never call you to be aggressive and threatening you. And also, please visit us at socialsecurity.gov. Sign up for your My Social Security account so that you can look at your estimates, look at your earnings record, apply for a replacement Social Security card, apply for benefits, all online in the comfort of your own home. And last but not least, I want to let you all know that there is a cost of living increase that has passed. So in 2021, everybody's benefit who's receiving benefits, many SSI recipients, recipients that receive Social Security retirement benefit, disability benefits, are going to receive that 1.3% increase on their benefits in 2021. Once again, thank you for being with us here today, and we look forward to seeing you on our next Social Security show on CAN TV.